Mrs. Reed passed away late Monday night. Johanna and Liz are... I don't know. They're at a loss. They lost their mom. It's too bad they don't like each other more. I can't imagine what that would feel like. Or, I guess, maybe I can. I lost my parents when I was little. I don't have any siblings, but it's different when you're 5. I didn't have to watch my mom waste away. It's not that Mrs. Reed wasn't significant. She was the adult responsible for me when I was a child. Of course she's going to play a large role in my life, but let's face it, I was not her kid. I wasn't even her blood relative. I can understand that. Her husband died. She was grieving, and then she was saddled with this strange child who she hardly knew. That's not the easiest thing that could have happened to her. And maybe someone could have risen to that, you know. Someone could have reacted to their young niece and been warm or loving. That happens. But I understand that Mrs. Reed was not in a place where she could do that. I can forgive her for that. There's something else. Dated September 13th, 1997. Dear Mrs. Reed, it has come to our attention that in the aftermath of my sister's death, you have been granted custody of our niece Jane. While I am sure that you are caring for her needs, I am anxious to be involved in Jane's life. I would like to invite her to come stay for the summer with me in Melbourne, and to consider while she's here coming to live with me. It goes on. Talks about how, though he and his sister lived distantly, they were very close, and how he wants her daughter to have a family. From what I've gathered, she told him that I was emotionally unstable, that I tried to run away, that I was a difficult and fragile child. Essentially, she convinced him that I was not mentally stable enough to move or travel. And that if he wanted a relationship with me, he would have to contact a custody lawyer. I think he did, but the law has a strong bias toward a mother of 3 children as opposed to a distant and unmarried uncle. I can't change the past. All I can think is that Mrs. Reed was human and flawed, and I won't hate her for this. If anything, I feel sad for her. Mrs. Reed was an unhappy person because only an unhappy person would do this. At least now I know I have an uncle. Hopefully, anyways. and I already have a home. It's not perfect, but I've worked hard for it. And now I'm just waiting to get back.